Hello, all. One of the students started a dog grooming shop in Moorfield, and as you see, it says grooming services projected for year one. During the first one projected, that means that it's hoping we are what we this is what we are hoping to make in year one. Grooming services, $100,000, and if $100,000 is around, let's say, 90,000, $8,000 per $8,000 per month. $8,000 per month, just think about 250, 260 per day. That's how much the revenue is coming in, assuming the business is open, for example, 7 days a week. You can make it 5 days a week, then your assumption would be 300, suppose, during 5 days or 6 days. And retail sells pet products because most likely the pet grooming businesses sell pet products, and therefore that's $15,000. Additional services, boarding. This boarding is an interesting business in the people who are living in a kind of rich areas. This pet boarding makes, they make a lot of money. The meaning of it is that the wife and husband, for example, they are traveling for 1 month, going out of the country. They have pets, they cannot take it with them, therefore they leave the pets with this company, and that's boarding and dog walking. 10,000, that's almost $1,000 a month. Therefore, the total revenues of this business are $125,000. However, we do have some expenses. Imagine we are renting the place, utilities, we are hiring an employee to help us to run the business, because we need supplies, marketing materials, insurance, equipment, miscellaneous. Therefore, our total operating expenses are $75,000. Now, we subtract this 75,000 from this 125,000. That is our income. We do have expenses like interest, because we have borrowed money. We borrowed, imagine, 20,000. Here it is. We borrowed the $20,000. We have to pay interest, and then we have to pay taxes at 20%. That is what we pay taxes. Eventually, this is our net income. That is, as you see, is our income statement. Now we have, this is our balance sheet. Imagine that we have $20,000 cash in the bank, and we are expecting the customers to pay us $5,000, and we have supplies for the pets to $2,000, and we have purchased equipment $30,000, and we have most likely did some improvement as much as $10,000. Therefore, the assets of our company are $67,000. And of course, some of this $60,000 is what we owe. The rest of it is ours. Now, what do we owe? That's called liabilities. The way we are liable. We have loan payables. Do you remember we said that we were paying interest, therefore we have borrowed $20,000. Accounts payable means that we have used credit card to buy things, we have to pay. Accrued expenses, these are some other expenses that have accumulated, accrued. And then total liabilities, that means $25,000 of liabilities. We have owner's equity, is that what we invested and what we kept in the business, and total equity is $40,000. Therefore, $42,000. Our total liabilities and owner's equity $67,000, and that is equivalent to these assets. Therefore, as you all see, assets always equal total liabilities and owner equities. Again, I'll mention that you might be asking why it is like this. Is because it's easy to understand. If the assets of your company are $67,000 and you owe $25,000, you subtract it, the rest of it is yours. That's your total, total equity of the owner, and that is $42,000. How the owner's money go up? Because the owner brought in $20,000 initial investment, and then he or she didn't take any money out, left it in the business. Now the owner is richer and has $42,000. That is the total liabilities. And cash flow statement. I looked at the cash flow, and here is that the net income for the year. We calculated that 38,000. Adjustments for non-cash expenses. That means that we had some expenses. We made a mistake. We adjusted. We said, oh, we made a mistake. We calculated 1,000 extra. We are adding that and changing a receivable inventory, and therefore $500. Therefore, this is the cash that is coming to our business. Now, we have some cash that might go out of the business. Again, we have purchase of equipment, $30,000, and we have $10,000 we have paid for the improvement we have paid, and net cash for investment activities, 40,000. Cash flow from financing, and that means that the owner brought in, 20,000, 25,000 we borrowed from the bank, and then $5,000 loan payment. Net cash flow from financing, therefore 40,000, and net increase, in cash. It says 100 at the beginning of the year. We had 20,100 at the end of the year. We have 20,000. That means our cash flow went down by $100. Is it bad? Not necessarily. It's only $100 less in the business. But these are something you want to have in mind. My guess is that this business plan is written for somewhere that is maybe more crowded. Here, suppose, is a kind of rural area. Let's say if this student decided to open a grooming business in Moorfield, West Virginia, although the good thing is that she put Moorfield, and what I would have done, I would have put, suppose, although ChatGPT could guess where Moorfield is, I would have put that here, the business, it's not a kind of, I would say Moorfield, West Virginia, which is a rural area, and therefore to see what, but anyhow, if you are living also, it's complete. I see that, everything is solid, whatever expenses that are there, and therefore you see that the business plans, as you see, ChatGPT has been, so far, it shows that, it can create financial statements, and that's great.